They say you grow cold when you go quiet, but you're not cold. You're overwhelmed. You feel everything. Too deeply, too fast, too all at once. Every glance carries data. Every word cuts through you. And when the emotion has nowhere to go, it begins to burn from the inside out. You've learned that silence is safer than explaining the depth no one else seems to survive. So you vanish, not to punish, but to preserve. This isn't another horoscope. This is your emotional map. Why you hide when you're hurt, and how that hiding becomes your first step towards transformation. If you leave now, you'll keep repeating the same pattern. Stay, and I'll show you how to break it. In this journey, you'll walk through the 4 stages of the Scorpio empath, from wounded to shadow healer, from alchemist to phoenix. Each stage teaches you how to carry intensity without collapse, how to feel deeply without dissolving, how to turn pain into power. As Jung wrote, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. Your pain isn't proof that you're broken. It's proof that you're waking up. And if this already feels like you, listen. The stronger your emotions, the greater your hidden power. You were born with energy most people can't even hold. You just haven't learned how to transmute it yet. And if this already feels like you, if you're ready to turn your depth into power, subscribe now, because every video here is designed to help you transmute intensity into strength. This space was built for the ones who feel too much, because your feeling is your frequency, and your frequency is your gift. This is depth psychology, the kind that actually changes your life. If you're ready to understand the architecture of your soul, stay with me.
You were born with emotional sonar. You sense shifts before anyone speaks. You feel other people's heartbreak in your own chest. But no one taught you how to release what you absorb. So you store it, layer by layer, until one day, you can't tell where their pain ends and yours begins. This is the wounded empath. Open, exposed, overrun. You replay every word wondering what you missed. You love people who cannot meet you and still take the blame when they leave. When the weight becomes unbearable, you withdraw. Not to freeze them out, but because feeling everything starts to feel like drowning. If you're still here, you're not just curious. You're ready. Most people run from this level of honesty. You're staying. That matters. Listen closely. This is where everything turns. Your depth isn't the enemy. Suppression is. Energy that isn't expressed becomes depression. Emotion must move, through tears, through writing, through breath. Jung reminded us, what we resist persists. Stop resisting your emotions. Let it pass through like the weather. You are the ocean, not the storm. Drop a Scorpio if you've ever gone silent just to survive the noise. This is where most Scorpios get stuck, but not you. You're about to see the pattern. You've learned that openness can wound. So now every emotion passes through analysis before it reaches your heart. You build walls, but call them wisdom. You still feel everything, only now you study the current instead of entering the tide. At first, this feels like mastery. You read people before they read you. You notice danger long before it arrives, but control is only the illusion of safety. Behind every wall you build, the ache still hums. Scorpio's evolution begins here, when you realize that the wall itself is the wound. Transformation doesn't start when you stop feeling. It begins the moment you let awareness touch what you've been guarding. As Jung wrote, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. You're starting to see your protection patterns for what they are. A survival spell that once saved you, now asking to be rewritten. And here's the turning point of your evolution. The task isn't to destroy your defenses overnight. It's to breathe within them until they soften. To notice when vigilance becomes isolation. To choose trust in small, sacred doses. Every time you catch yourself closing and decide to open just an inch, you transmute fear into wisdom. That's alchemy in motion. And if you're wondering how other signs navigate their intensity, I explored how Leos transform their fire into magnetism. Watch that next if Leo energy speaks to you. Most Scorpios never make it past this stage. They stay in the shadow forever. But you're about to step into the light. Transformation doesn't start with an explosion. It starts with a crack. After years of silence and solitude, the shell begins to split, and from within the darkness, light begins to slip through. That's the beginning of your rebirth, the alchemy of Scorpio. You realize pain has shape, rhythm, and meaning. It's not punishment, it's instruction. Every heartbreak became a teacher. Every ending showed you what endures. Jung said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." That's what you're doing now, descending into your own underworld to retrieve your power piece by piece. You begin to transform emotion. Grief becomes empathy. Anger becomes clarity. Fear becomes foresight. But here's where many lose their way. You start healing others to avoid finishing your own work. You translate everyone's pain except your own. And this is the awakening. Your empathy is sacred, but it's not endless. You cannot hold every broken thing and still rise. Save some of your medicine for yourself. Remember, even healers need mirrors. Even the alchemist rests by the fire they once feared. Drop a water drop in the comment if you've ever turned heartbreak into purpose. You've done the work. Now you rise. Remember when you used to vanish for days just to survive your own emotions? That version of you is gone. Not because the pain vanished, but because you've learned how to hold it without collapsing. You've stopped thinking that crying means you're broken. You know emotion isn't weakness, it's movement. You can walk into another's grief and still remember your own center. Jung wrote, "Wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration." Translation, you can't heal by pretending half of you doesn't exist. That's the Phoenix truth. You no longer exile your darkness, you integrate it. You walk through fire with grace. You burn, but you do not break. You no longer fear your depth, you wield it. And this is the final transformation. The same emotions that once drowned you now sustain you. You lead with empathy, protected by wisdom. You heal others, but you no longer disappear inside their wounds. Your depth is pure now. It cleanses instead of consumes. Your love no longer consumes, it illuminates. You are proof that the heart can be both sensitive and strong, that intensity and peace can coexist, that the deepest souls were never meant to be calm. They were meant to be clear. Drop a Scorpio in the comment if you're ready to rise, not as who you were, but as who you've become. And tell me, are you a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising? And if you need to anchor this Phoenix energy in your body, I created a Scorpio meditation specifically for this. It's designed to ground your intensity, clear emotional residue, and help you embody this transformation. You'll find it on screen right now and in the pinned comment below. Watch it after this video if you're ready to integrate what you just learned. So take your breath, anchor your energy, and when you're ready, come back for your next journey. Your mantra: I feel deeply. I heal completely. I rise endlessly. Subscribe now if you haven't yet, because this is only the beginning. We're creating an entire Scorpio series to guide you from wounded to Phoenix. Your next transformation starts here.